Yo,
What's good? What's good?
what's going on with you, bro?
Everything good?
Fix my audio. I ain't on the right mic.
Alright, bet.
How that sound? You can hear me, bro?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Alright, dope. What's going on with you, though, bro?
Everything good. Just working, grinding, trying to make a way.
I hear you, bro, man. I appreciate you, man, giving me the time of day here.
No
Trying to
doubt.
get some shit going. You feel me? There's a lack of black media out here, so I'm the type of nigga, I don't complain about shit all the time, you feel me, and don't try to do nothing about it. So I assembled a team. I'm trying to get this platform going and shit, so
That's fire.
I appreciate you coming through, man.
That is fire.
Yeah, bro. So what I do basically is I just record the interview. Then what I do, I don't know if you've seen some of the other ones we did, but basically I take I get your permission to take one of the videos that you got at one of your platforms and just kind of splice it into it. So like the intro was kind of like showing your music or showcasing it.
No doubt.
The interview thing, and then we end with the video. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
That's kind of how I do it. Outside of that, bro, it's just a conversation, man. Like I said, I don't really don't know no FBI type of like, what the fuck did you do in third grade? You know what I mean? Like, I'm real chill with it. So, you know what I mean?
For sure.
I forgot the game was on too. I'm like, shit, bro. I had to get my bets in and shit.
Yo, you got your shits in?
Yes,
sir.
I love to get my parlay in this bitch. So it ain't gonna be no more than like a half hour, bro. Like I said, I'm trying to do, people attention span these days is like shot shit, right? So I try to keep about 30 minutes or so, and normally I'll splice up some clips and stuff like that. So
For sure.
Before I finalize anything, I always send it to you. So I'll probably get your email address before we get off so I can send that to you.
Alright, bet.
Alright, man. So whenever you're ready, brother, we can go.
I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Alright, let me pull up my little script real quick, and then I hit the record button. Where we at? Podcast. Yeah, because I was just listening to the last project and shit. I was like, dang, Grease? Like, that's
Yeah, you fuck with it?
legendary shit. Yeah, bro.
That's what's up.
I ain't gonna give too much on the pre-roll, but I like some of them samples. Like, unless you I'm close to 40 now, bro. I'll be 40 in like 2 months.
No doubt.
So I peep some of them samples and shit. I'm like, yo, that Denise Williams joint,
Yeah.
one song. I'm like, shit, that's crazy.
No doubt. Yeah, you're right. You're right in the age group.
Yeah, man. I thought I just turned 21 yesterday, bro. I can't believe I'm motherfucking. Alright. So let's do it. So I'm gonna hit the record button, introduce you real quick, then we go into the interview, bro. Alright, welcome. Hip Hop High Society presents our interview series. I'm sitting down with the one and only 100grandroyce. I'm pleased and thankful that you're sitting down with us today on this interview, brother. For people who don't know, Harlem representative, you feel me?
For sure.
People, I'm like, when the Dane Grease people, if you don't know who Dane Grease is, you definitely shouldn't be on this platform right now, because that should be a legend in the game from DMX to everybody else. So it's definitely an honor to sit down with you, brother. And if people don't know, if I'm familiar with you, don't know about your background and your music, just tell us a little bit about your background, how you grew up, what influenced your music, stuff like that.
Yeah, I go by the name of 100grandroyce. I'm an artist out of Harlem, New York. I came up in the era of the spitters, you know what I'm saying? All the famous battle rappers in Harlem that you see on TV today. This was the era I came up in. These are the streets I had to walk through and battle through to get my bar up, my pen up. And it's eventually how I got my name up in Harlem. It was a show that used to come on public access every Sunday and Wednesday with some of the best rappers that's out today, I promise you no lie. Mad Cyphers, and I used to go on there week after week and bomb. I kick verses and I link with artists, and that's how I got my pen up.
It's crazy. Like, I used to hear, stories back in the day. Like, that's a forgotten era, bro, that you just hit on. Like, I remember hearing about how Drag On got on with like the Rough Riders and shit. You know, that you had to go through a cipher with Beats,
Yeah.
DMX.
Yeah, I went through it with Drag On too. Yup. Facts.
Now the cats just make a fucking video go viral and get on. So
Yep.
dope, bro.
I came from the era where you know, it was cool to be outside spitting, 6 or 7 people outside in the cypher spitting, and these some of the best artists you ever heard. So you feel me? I always felt compelled to jump in. So any cypher I seen, I jumped in. Like, you know, whether or not I felt like it or not, I was in them ciphers getting my bars off. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I got my pen up.
Exactly. A rite of passage is what I call it. Which I think is Skip, but I ain't gonna get too much to my old man ramble. So we hearing your introduction, kind of what put you on, as far as that, like any specific artist that you think inspired you, somebody that made you want to rap or want to spit or want to even put yourself out there like that. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely say it's big, some of the big cadences, his flows, the locks. You know, I felt like the locks was talking everything that I was seeing in my neighborhoods growing up. Like, so I felt like they made me feel like I could put my pen to paper like that. Nas storytelling abilities, like it just that's kind of the artist that formed me to what I am today.
Yeah, definitely, bro. That's a good list to have to be like, bro. So at least to aspire you to get into the game.
Yeah, I was heavy on the mixtape, so you know that's what I used to go through. You know what I'm saying? That's what I picked my bar at. You know, the mixtapes.
Yo, I definitely mix the mixtape. That's one thing at our platform we always talk about. We try to have like a mixtape Tuesday where we highlight a like that's such a underrated era, man. And I think we kind of around the same age group, right? So that was kind of like our era right there. Like,
Definitely.
just people that just did music to do music, and I'm not sure that people even like it. You know, it was no music. Like, I mean, outside of what they were doing in Atlanta with all the mixtapes, and you know, I ain't gonna get into that, all the cases and shit. But like a lot of people was doing music just to do music because they liked it. They liked to spit. Like, I grew up in an era where like, hey, you at a party, motherfucker, just get a cipher going.
Yeah, that's what I'm from. That's what I'm from. You know, instrumental CDs, 40 instrumentals on a CD, and I try to write that every single one of them shits. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I come from. Like.
Word, if you wasn't nice, you might as well just sit in the corner.
Exactly.
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
This ain't for you. This ain't for you.
Yeah, definitely. Now, like, let's talk about the collaboration with the legendary, I'm gonna say legendary Dane Grease. I know we got the series of tapes that you got, the albums, I should say, that you got. What brought that about, man? What introduced that collaboration right there?
Grease was working with people in the hood, you know, as long as I can remember. I used to go up to Vacant Lot Studios, you know, far back as 2008, 2009, you know, with Max and French Montana used to come through and do records. You know, I was a studio rat. I'd just be in there soaking up game, listening to beats, trying to get a verse on here or there. You know, falling asleep in the studio, waking up, you know what I'm saying? Trying to see if I can get my work in, you know. And, you know, Grease noticed that work ethic, you know what I'm saying? So as time progressed, you know, I was getting my weight up, dropping music, you know, making my name out there. And it just so happened that this artist that I work with, his name is El Camino. He was looking for beats from Dame Grease, right? So, you know, I hit Grease up. You know, we still stay in contact. I'm like, yo, Grease, da-da-da-da, you know, play the middle for him. But in the meantime, in between time, it's like, yo, it's time. Like, you know what I'm saying? My weight is up, it's time. And he felt the same way. So he like, yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna take care of that, but it's time for me and you to get working. And that's all I was waiting for. You know, soon as we start getting production, and I couldn't wait. Like, this was my moment. So, you know, I tried to take it as far as I could, you know, from the first record on. And that first record, you know, I'm just trying to get my first impression in because this is our first project. So that first record, my Just Do, you know, we went, shot the video to it. We got it on Hot 97. We got it on Shade 45. You know, that record just went crazy. Like, streams went crazy. So from then on, it's like, all right, we locked in. Let's get it. Like, you know, and just keep working from there. You know, he told me a minute ago, he like, yo, all you gotta do is give me the music and I'm gonna make it a hit. Like, you know what his resume is, and he really into music like that. He's a musical genius, in my opinion. So it was nothing to it. You know, send him pieces and I'm gonna knock them off. Like, you know, everything we recorded is out on streaming. Every single song we recorded, we ain't throw nothing away. Everything we did is out. So that just go to show you the chemistry that we got.
And the work ethic honestly, man, there's so many people that don't put in that work like that, which I'm gonna hit on a little bit later. But that's dope in itself. And you know, shout out to Dame, man. It's tapped into the streets, man. I fucks with that.
Shout out to the Goon Boss. Yes, sir. You tapped in.
Now, I did peep one of your earlier interviews, probably from about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. The We Going In joint. One of the interesting things I heard up on there is you talking about having like one producer for the entire project. And I heard Dr. Dre say something on an interview with Snoop with that project they recently released, and they talk about having, you know, one producer for the whole project. You don't see a lot. Sometimes you see a smorgasbord of shit. You know what I mean? Do you still think that holds true? Do you think projects are better when you have like one producer? I know Alchemist too is producing a lot of shit, one producer type of shit. So how do you feel about that? That's still kind of your case, or do you think it's better to have multiple producers? You switched it up a little bit.
I kind of feel like I ain't gonna lie. I kind of feel like in this new underground renaissance we got going on, I kind of was one of the pioneers to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was doing that a long time ago. I feel like I'm an artist. I'm a body of work artist. So you listen to any project of mine, it's gonna be a solid body of work. And I feel like any producer I work with, I want the most cohesion possible. You know what I'm saying? We locked in on a sound, you know, a place we taking an album, you know, and what we trying to do in the game. I don't want to bring in too many voices, too many chefs in the kitchen for that. It's gonna be me and the producer. We gonna lock in, and it's gonna sound like it. You know, you gonna hear when we drop projects. Any producer I work with, when we drop projects, you gonna hear how they mental was versus how my mental was, and that's why I do those projects like that. Like it's full cohesion.
I feel like that's kind of the difference between maybe a mixtape and an actual completed project, right? Mixtape, I think you more so got that smorgasbord, that variety of shit, right? You're just throwing beats on there. Whereas if you have like a body of work, like an album, I think it's better when that's one producer, because you can kind of create a story.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I think a lot of that is missing when you can create a narrative, create a story, create a feeling. Because like with the Fix joint, I feel the soul samples, you know, I feel a lot is more, you know, the passion in the music, where it's opposed to like a mixtape, you just trying to get bars off. You feel
exactly.
Something like that, get punchlines off.
And I ain't gonna lie, like I'm a life rapper as it is, like, you know what I'm saying? So even when I'm looking for music to record on, I'm looking for something I can tell my story on, like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm going to just be spitting, I do that on instrumentals. But when I get ready to give you a project, I'm looking for a project for my sound to tell my life on, and what I may have been going through that time, like, you know what I'm saying? Good, bad, ugly, and different, but you gonna get the life out of me, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely, that's dope, man. Kind of switch it up a little bit, man. I want to talk about, because, you know, I peeped social media a little bit. I seen you kind of commenting on the Def Jam kind of, I'm gonna call it a fall off, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. We see they threw D'Angelo Ball the bag for $8 million, I believe it is. Granted, there's some incentives in there. 9 times out of 10, you don't get what they say they're gonna give you. But just in general, we seeing a lot of people who maybe got viral off, you know, some nonsense, some shit that went viral on TikTok or something like that. And this is kind of the latest, I think. I mean, do they even have A&Rs anymore? But what's your opinion on the current state of, like, you know, the house that LL and Run DMC and shit built? Like, man, how do you feel about that?
It's crazy, you know. It just seems like they going for, you know, the quick fix, you know. There's a couple artists that I fuck with that's on Def Jam and all that, but it's not the same as like the Month of the Man when it was Method Man and Redman, or the Hard Knock Life Tour, DMX, Hove, you know what I'm saying? All of them together, like, it's not like that, and that feeling is not there. Like, I don't know, maybe they ain't had lead you onto the right artist yet or what, but the virality, it don't last too long, you know. It's gonna be here today and going tomorrow, like, you feel me? Nobody even know the second verse of that Jello song, like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? That's how I feel it is in a nutshell, like, you feel me? Like, if you could, I ain't gonna lie, it's a business, you throw the bag to get the bag, but they don't know the second verse of the song, so I don't know if that investment is the best well made to make. You feel me? I'm an artist that's built on growing and standing, like, you feel me? Standing through the test of time, having longevity. So that's what I would look for in a label. Like, that's what I would expect a label to look for, an artist that you could build with. I mean, you put LL on, like, and he's the he's the bearer of longevity, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how you get away from that. You feel me? But until they get the right people in them offices, that's what we could expect. But over here on All Hundos, we putting out that longevity, that good shit. That good, this that soul food over here. Like, we ain't giving you Hot Pockets.
That fast food.
Yeah, ain't no fast food over here.
Yeah, that longevity is a thing too, man. If you putting out music that you actually feel that you actually are proud to make and not just chasing the bag, you can tell 5-10 years from now, people ain't gonna be bumping that shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know, every genre got a young MC. You know what I'm saying? But you feel me? We can't base the culture on that. Like, you feel me? You gotta pause. You gotta have meat on the bones too. Like, you can't be all flashy and shiny and, you feel me, no substance.
And I think a lot of this, you know, with diving into kind of the recent news, a lot of things we seeing right now, like, let's for instance with that Drake lawsuit, right? Where he actually kind of exposing himself, to be honest with you. But a lot of that you can see, and as somebody on, like, been doing this little platform for a minute, I hear a lot of independent artist music, right? I've heard multiple songs that honestly could be a hit. If the right person jumped on the track, if they even honestly promoted their shit, right? So let me ask you this: do you feel as though, like, the machine is purposely pushing out, keeping certain artists out, or, you know, even in your success, could it be based on just being part of the machine, or the machine picking you? You feel me?
Nah, it's not. I don't think it's that. It's capitalism at the end of the day. Like, you feel me? It's pay to play. Like, if you don't got the money to play, you don't got the investors to play in the game, you got to play on the level you at. Like, you feel me? Everybody might have a hit song. Like, everybody that do music might have a hit song on their hard drive right now. But not everybody got 150,000 at the moment to go push that shit to the right people. And this is not the time anymore where it's like, oh, I believe in you, let's take it to the top. Nah, it's nowadays is, yo, can I get this bag off you real quick? And then maybe we could do something. You feel me? So until you're able to navigate the ways to get money in this industry and being able to outsource, you feel me? You can't blame the label. The label got the resources. You gotta be able to move nifty enough and able to get to where you need to be, or work that hard. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's part of having a team, what you said, because it might be certain things. You might just be a creative person, and you just might be a creative, that's your thing. But if you can't market yourself properly, then you know you gotta get a team. You gotta get people that helps if you're really serious, I think, about that, if you're trying to make that a full-time business or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I think the trench work, you know, I think that's an unheralded part of it. You got to put that trench work in. I think that's kind of funny. You got a song on tape, Out of the Trenches. So I want to hear your thoughts on people not sticking to the music or whatever because their shit don't automatically pop off. I don't think people realize that this is a long game. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have a team and you got to have that grind. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about, like, people who automatically quit the game or don't? You know what I'm saying? Like that flash in the pan thing. Like, what's your thoughts on longevity as it applies to putting in that work? You feel me?
I feel like if you quit the game, you should. More power to you, and thank you. Get out the way for people like me. Get out the way. I do this shit rain, sleet, snow, hell. Like, you feel me? If you don't got it in you, and I ain't gonna lie, it's mad rappers I came across, like, just in my own journey, like, that got it, but that couldn't do it because they don't got the fortitude in them to keep going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you quit, I appreciate you quitting and getting out the game. You making room for somebody that really want this shit. You feel what I'm saying? I do research. I study this shit. You know what I'm saying? I learn different techniques to keep me above water. I put my work in, like, you feel me? It's not all just music and videos. I gotta learn how to put that shit. I gotta learn how to market, learn how to run ads. I gotta learn all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep up. And then when I decide to spend my money, at least I know I'm spending my money on somebody that know what they doing. You feel me? So if you don't know what you're doing, you can't even hire somebody that know what they doing because you can't police them. You know what I'm saying? So this shit is really work. You gotta put that work in. So if you quit, that means you solid enough to know that you don't have it in you to put the work in that niggas that actually get somewhere do. And that's how I feel about that. So, you know, More power to. If you don't feel you got it in you, please step away. I know a couple niggas that got it, that need the slot, that need the attention. You feel me?
Facts. Then the herd, you feel me? Even on this media game, even on this podcast side, bro.
Exactly.
There's billions of podcasts, right? They say most of them don't look over past 7 episodes, right? Even with the media shit, you know, I've been this second iteration of Hip Hop High Society. We've been doing it about a year. I learned from the first time. I tried to do this again, like, you know, 3-4 years ago, but it was just me hire freelance writers to do interviews and do written materials and shit like that. Burnt myself out, you feel me? So I came back second time with a team, and it's like, yo, we got a goal for year 1, year 2, year 3. And I think artists too, it would behoove them to do some shit like that. Have you a goal that you want to hit for year 1, year 2, year 3, but the shit might not automatically pop, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta take it. But if you ain't built for it, get the fuck out of the way. You feel me?
Definitely. And your team is your team. Like, your team might be one person. Your team might be your wife. Your team might be your son, your daughter. Like, you feel me? Just take your team and go to the top with it. You don't need 100 people if 2 people could do the job better than 10. You know what I'm saying?
Big old fact, bro. All right, let's take it back a little bit. Let's go to Harlem, right? Let's take to Harlem, bro. I know you've seen the viral shit that's been popping off, man. Jim Jones and Cameron at it again. What are your thoughts on that whole thing, bro?
Yo, I hate to see it. You feel me? Like, you feel me? I done came across Jim Wild times in Harlem. I done met Cam mad times. Like, you feel me? And both of them is cool. Like, so you would hate to see them go through it. At the same time, like, this is a generation or 2 before me. Like, you feel me? I wasn't even nice when I was listening to them. You feel me? So that's like your parents going through a divorce. You hate that they going through it, but you ain't supposed to be in their business like that. Like, you feel me? Like, you feel me? I'm not qualified to speak on their relationship. These are 2 icons in Harlem. You feel me? That touched the people that was around. I hate it though. Like, you feel me? That shit is trash. You feel me? Especially the fact that it's in the public. You feel me? That's your man. You ain't supposed to be beefing with your man in the public eye. Unless all that shit is a facade and they helping Jim get lit, that's one thing. But if that ain't the case, I don't want to see that shit, man. I don't want to see that shit.
Which, I mean, it could be the case. I did see he released a couple songs. Like, it was
he been going up.
Songs and projects. You know what I'm saying? That was a quick turnaround. So.
Yeah, Jim been going up. So if that's the case, then you feel me? That's a marketing genius between them. But if it's not, I hate to see it.
Yeah, I hate to see it. I particularly didn't like the Jim from not being from Harlem. Now, granted, I'm outside. I'm originally from Chicago, so you know I'm outside looking in. But I didn't like the not from Harlem talk. Cause you know, as a person from my city, you know, Chicago, I hear a lot about, like, for instance, Lucas. Lucas was born in Illinois, born in Chicago. Grew up there, but nobody associate him with Chicago. You know what I mean? You stepped off the stoop in Atlanta. That's where you're from, right?
At the same time, too, not to cut you off, the Harlem and the Bronx is so close. Like, you could literally walk from one side to another. Like, you feel me? You could, if you're not from there, you'll be walking from Harlem. You'll be in the Bronx, and you don't feel like you walked long enough to be in the Bronx. Like, that's how close that shit is. So, you feel me? I ain't tripping off that shit. That shit is too close. Now, if you would have been like, yo, you from Brooklyn? Alright, that's different. That's an hour and a half train ride, $30 cab. No, the Bronx is fucking footsteps away. So, you feel me? I ain't tripping off that shit.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't like that part of it, but there is a stigma. I will say this, brother, because I heard somebody else talk about this, about the stigma about Harlem, right? It's always, going back to the Rich Boy shit, it's always like the stigma that Harlem dudes kind of turn on each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, is there any truth to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Harlem is one of the most grimiest boroughs of all time. Like, don't get it fucked up. Grimy shit been happening. Shit, I went through grimy shit in Harlem. Like, Harlem is a grimy borough. Yeah, we get fly with your money, but it's also super competitive and super grimy. You gotta keep your head on the swivel, too. It's not a game.
Definitely. Like I said, Chicago, man, same thing, bro. You might be good on one side of the city, you're not good on another side. Anybody that says they run Chicago lying like their ass, right?
I feel you.
I think it's the same way, you know what I'm saying? Like, this, at the end of the day, the wolves gonna eat, bro.
Facts.
Now, kind of going back to your projects, man, the Fix 2, I think that was the latest one you got out, right?
Yes, sir.
How your creative process, I want to know how your creative process works. We kind of spoke on kind of the soulful feeling I get, at least, from the project. How did you go about? How did your pen game work when it's coming to writing certain beats and stuff like that? And basically, what was your motivation behind that project?
Well, my motivation behind that project was, well, me and Grease, it was like, all right, me and Grease gave him a little sample, a little teaser with the Fix 1, right? So the Fix 2, I set out to give them the project that I wanted to do with Grease, like, you know what I'm saying? And it really started with a couple beats that, like, I wanted to talk my life on, like, some soul project. It was one, like, it was Dust. I think it was One of a Kind. It was a couple joints that he sent me, and I just locked in immediately. I was trying to get him back to him that day, and I was locking in immediately. You know, and once we got into a run, we slowed it down, and then it was like, yo, we're gonna get a little more musical on this. So we started breaking down the beats, and, you know, rewriting, going back to the studio, he touching up stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just writing. He wanted to have a whole different, Grease is musical. He got like 5 different personalities when it comes to this music shit. Like, you could tell. So he was giving me all of the personalities. Like, yeah, see if you could rap on this bounce. Like, I got this bounce, this some wave shit. You know what I'm saying? He giving me ideas, and I'm like, bet. And I'm going to write, so I'm locking in immediately, like, until we felt like we had a project done. Every beat he sent, we did, like, you know what I'm saying? And he was impressed. And the fact that I was impressing somebody that I looked up to, you feel me? It just kept me fueling, just kept me wanting to write. I was trying to write every day. You know, a bar here, 4 bars here, a song here. And everything I did, I was recording, like, you know what I'm saying? He worked with everybody I ever looked up to, so, you know what I'm saying? I had to impress him. If he ain't say it was good, then it wasn't good. So I just had to lock in, like, it was that type of deal. Like, it was some pressure, but it was also me wanting to tell my story and me wanting to step outside. Like, yeah, I'm here now.
Facts, bro. Facts. I think the pen game still to this day is an underrated part of the process. I think the notepad, no pen era kind of, you know,
yeah, it was just crazy.
The pen game, you know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all cats, I'll be honest with you, y'all watching this, a lot of y'all need to learn to write, bro.
Definitely. Yo, come up with a line or two in your head, man. Put it on paper. It's good to look at your words, man. I like looking at my words. And it's easier to perform when you know your shit. When you writing your shit, it's easier to memorize. You know what I'm saying? You see your words, you visualize what you're saying. When you look at your words on the paper, you know you ain't saying no dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Why did I write that? Let me erase this shit. Like, this some whack shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta self-edit sometimes, and that's something what writing do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, you know what I mean? I used to MC, I used to rap a little bit back in the day, bro, and that's kind of what it was. If you're in a room full of cats and it's like 3 people on a song or a verse, what you do before you can get in the booth, you spit your verse to each other, right?
Exactly.
And the time when you been in the room with a cat and be like, man, you can write your whole shit like, oh my god, you ain't finna show me up.
Right.
So,
and I ain't gonna lie, like, shout out to Big Dubes from the Sporty Thieves. Like, he was one of the first studios that I used to go to. He had a studio, and he showed me how to hold the paper up when I'm rapping on a mic, like. And I ain't never really had to memorize my shit after that. Like, I just wrote after that because I knew how to read my shit. So shout out to him. That's an underrated thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you write and how you hold your shit up on a mic, like, you know, get your projections out correctly.
Mm-hmm. Big facts, bro. Shit, I'm going for real a little bit. I'm talk sports talk, bro. We know we know the game on today. I want to know who you got winning, who you got going to the Super Bowl.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I had Josh Allen on my fantasy team all year, and he was cooking. So I'm not going to abandon him now. Like, you feel me? I'm picking him to go all the way. I'm a Giants fan. I hate Philly. I can't stand Saquon. I can't stand Jalen Green. Can't stand the Commanders. I'm sick of the Chiefs. I'm going with the hometown. Even though it's Western New York, it's still New York. I'm running with Buffalo.
Facts. I actually picked Buffalo. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm a Biz fan. I got no dog in this fight. We suck since the year I was born. But you know, I think I'm rolling with Buffalo as well, man. I think they're due.
Yeah, it's time.
Finally, you know.
Word out. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with.
Music talk real quick, man. What's your goals for the future, man? Where do you see yourself in the next few years? Is there any goals that you want to achieve that you haven't hit already? You feel?
Well, there's a couple goals I haven't achieved. I got them written down somewhere, but I know a couple of them is my first headlining show. You know what I'm saying? I wanna release way more music than I did ever. I'm trying to put out, at least 5, 6 projects this year. It's a couple platforms that I would have touched that I won't name until I get to them platforms. But and I'm trying to get back on High 97 again. I'm keeping it light. But all me reaching my goals, I'm working to it, and I know the results is going to be very fruitful as I work towards my goals. So I ain't tripping.
That's what's up, bro. As far as anybody that's gonna be listening to this interview, that's gonna watch this interview, let our audience know, man. How can they support your music? Where can we go? Where can we get your shit from? What's the preferred platform you want us to hit your music up on from? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. First and foremost, I got everything that you could get from me on 100grandroyce.com. You know what I'm saying? You want to book me for anything? It's a link in all my bios. You could book me for anything. You could go directly through me. You feel me? I'm on all your streaming platforms. But yeah, hit that linktree.com/100grandroyce and you could tap in with me for anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? I pull up and perform, pull up and fucking smoke L's with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can play PlayStation, whatever. Book me, holla at your boy, man. I'm outside.
That's what's up, man. And I appreciate you too, man. Cut out that middleman. Having dialogue with you, bro. You actually respond back, man. A lot of these cats act real bougie once you go through the Gmail and going through all the platforms, which I respect to a certain extent. But it's cool, man, when you can actually sit down and talk to somebody, especially one of the people who's with the legendary Dane Breach, you feel me? So for you to just come down and sit down and talk to me and actually have that dialogue, bro, I support you, and I hope you support the platform as well. Like I said, we trying to do the independent thing. I'm not gonna say a complain about the current state of hip hop. We trying to get the goofies out. I ain't gonna state no names.
That's right, facts.
We trying to get
you can though. Get them up out of there. Get them up out of there. Word. It make room for niggas like me.
Exactly, bro. So dope. Appreciate you sitting down with me, man.
I appreciate you having me. Word up, word up. I'll get you to it.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace. All right, after roll.
All right, bet.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yo, good looking, man. Good looking for having me, man. How often you be doing these?
I'm trying to do them a lot more, man. The first year, I was just trying to get like the foundation, so I wanted to build up Twitter, build up the fucking Facebook. Well, I mean, Facebook probably I hate fucking Facebook. But build up all these social media platforms and shit, and then once I got that foundation in, and honestly, bro, I'm trying to fade the back. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to do all the. I'm trying to be like Baby, like slim off Baby,
Fire, yeah.
Buddy, like I'm in the back and shit like
right.
that. So I got like about 10 people under me, and I'm trying to show them how to do the interviews. Showing them how to do proper reviews and shit like that. So I want to fade to the back while I'm doing like all the behind the scenes shit, maintenance on the website. But we're gonna do a lot more interviews this year, bro. We're probably trying to push for at least one a week. You know what I'm saying?
I like what you got going on. It's a good interview too, man. I don't really be liking to do interviews because motherfuckers ask the same shit all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? This one was enjoying. Niggas ask me the same shit, so you feel me? I appreciate it. Like, it's good to teach other people however you doing it. Because some of these shits, man, they be unbearable.
Yeah, man. But I have to get my reps in. I used to host the other shit called I still do actually, the Harsh Reality Podcast. I've been doing that for about 6 years or something. So I got to the point where I can do fucking interviews and shit
Fire.
like that. Like, when I tell motherfuckers, like, I'm a natural introvert, bro. I don't even like to talk to motherfuckers. I hate small talk, all that shit. But you gotta get your social skills up.
Facts.
You gotta talk to people, holler at people and shit. Especially being from the hood. It's like,
yeah,
you gotta make deals.
Facts.
You gotta navigate. You can't be no nerd behind no screen. That's one of the things I'm trying to teach a lot of these cats, man. Some of these people kind of antisocial like a motherfucker. So that's one of the things I want to do is impart that knowledge on these people and take my interview shit. I was trying to have somebody actually sit, second chair on this shit to kind of get them, but niggas schedule all.
Yeah.
A lot of these people work for free. It's passion projects. But yeah, man, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to get off the ground. So this year we got some goals. We got to sit like you. I like that shit you talk about, writing your goals down and shit like that.
Yeah.
Kind of what
that's the way. Keep looking at that shit.
embedded in your brain. You feel me?
That
So
and a calendar.
Yeah.
Word up.
Yeah. So what's going on with you, man? As far as the projects and shit, man, you got something coming up?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Me and 183rd, we got a project that's done in the kitchen. I got J Skis on that. I got Cheek Raw, Star Jella, Trap Hefe on that one. Me and Sayer got a project that's done. Yo, these shits is fire, so I'm not even gonna lie. Who we got? We got Matthew Ragazzino, we got Know It All on there. Skrilla Gambino. I got this cat out of Baltimore named Miles. Fire. Yo, so them shits is done in the can. I'm just waiting on artwork. They gonna go. And then I got a folder from Greece, and that's gonna be the Fix 3. I just been tucking those left and right. I ain't even touched those yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just know that's the project. And then I'm gonna start writing to those once I get this project with 183rd out.
Yeah. Yo, I've been peeping like, I'm like, yo, boy, brother spitting, man, like, these views should be motherfucking high. I ain't, not to knock your shit and shit. I'm like, bro, the way your shit is, man, that refined motherfucking sound and shit like that, bro. That's kind of one of the things I was hitting on. Like, this shit that should be certified hits, you feel me? But the machine, bro, like, that shit should be getting pushed, bro. That shit should be
I appreciate you. That's gonna be me though. That's gonna be. I got this shit. Like, you feel me? Because the machine ain't gonna do it. The machine, they look past you, like, you feel me? Mm-hmm. I gotta go give them a project with Benny and Conway and fucking Alchemist on. Then the machine will tap into me, right? But that's not my style. Like, I want the fans to fuck with me first, like, you feel me? I never aimed for the machine or to go super there. Like, I wanted to be in a conversation with the niggas I need to be in the conversation with, and let the fans decide after that, like, you feel me? And then that's what happened. Like, that's how I stayed afloat. Like, so now, as this year go on, now I'm gonna take it up a notch. Like, a lot of shit been experimental, like throwing shit at the wall, see what stick. Like, you feel me? But I feel like 24, I got, like, this year that just passed, I got the blueprint for myself. Like, now I'm just about to turn this shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of experiment testing with this. Let's see if this PR work or this blog work, or if we get posted here, let's see what. Fuck all that shit, like, you feel me? All that experimental shit is over, like, you feel me? I know it worked, like, you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, bro, fuck the machine too. Like you see, like with the baby, right? Where you usually got the big push from the machine. Then once the machine left, now you trying to get your fan base.
Yeah.
You build from your fan base up, bro. That's the way to do it. You know what I mean? That Tech 9 shit, right? Where
facts.
He never been part of the machine, but it's a group around here that support his shit. You know what I mean? You can eat off. Once you eating off your shit, I feel you won, bro.
And that's the goal.
You punching no clock, you won to me.
That's the goal. You feel me? That's the goal. So that's why I put everything on my website. Like, you know what I'm saying? My own merch, my music. You know what I'm saying? And fans is fucking with it. So now this is the year I take what was going on with my fans, plus what was going on with the public, and put that shit together. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Alright, man, I'll let you get to your day, man. It's been a pleasure hollering at you, bro.
Yo, thank you for having me on the platform, man.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for coming through, bro. Oh, I'm gonna get this shit probably up Tuesday, you feel me? I'm gonna drop it on Tuesday, so if you wanna shoot me like your email or some shit, I'll drop the video beforehand, probably tomorrow for you after I edit the shit.
I bet I'll drop it in the DM and shit. I got some artists too, like if you got other artists you wanna do interviews with, like I got some fire artists that I can shoot to you that you could check out too.
Shit, of course, bro. You know what? That'd be dope, cause like I said, I got some more people that I kinda wanna get the reps in, you feel me?
Alright, bet. Say no more. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Alright, bro. Peace.
Peace.